Hi, welcome to a comic book haul, also a book haul as well, and a Blu-ray haul as well. Went to London Comic Mart a couple of days ago, absolutely brilliant, loved it, always enjoy it. Actually, I went slightly later just to try and experiment to see whether I enjoy it more. And I did, because it's just great, because it was a lot emptier, and it was just a joy to go around. But the comics and books I got, also a few books that have turned up in the post since. So let's just go for the first one. This one, Flash. I got this off Nick's table. Always excellent table to check out. I love going to his table and finding these sort of just wonderful things like this. 100-page giants. He had quite a few, actually. Spectaculars, I should say. Super spectaculars. 100 pages, 50 cents. I think, yeah. Well, 25 cents one time, weren't they? I don't know. But this one's got the Flash, of course, as well as others. Lots and lots. An Elongated Man as well. Just great stories. Also, it's got some great Golden Age. I did not realise this was included because I don't think it mentions on the front. No mention about Johnny Quick. Johnny Quick, just great character. I would love to see a DC finest of Johnny Quick. Is it going to happen? Not going to hold my breath, but perhaps. But it's also got a lovely Golden Age Flash as well. And they're great. Very quirky, odd stories. There's the Golden Age Flash, fastest man alive. Well, obviously, Gardner F. Fox there. And you got another there, the Flash. It's all the same story. Return Flash. I don't think, yes, it's the same. I assume it's all the same story. I assume on the back it's got there, you got the All Flash. So probably a lot of the stories that were in there. Elongated Man, my favourite. I love this one. Dibney, Ralph Dibney, of course, and his wife. Just great. So just fun all the way through. Just some of the best comics, I think. I've got the Showcase volume. If they bring a DC finest out for that, I probably will get the colour version of Elongated Man. Again, not going to hold my breath on it because I just don't think he's a major character anymore. But I think he's great. I love this one. New King Size. Did they do this? Is that what the big, large volumes were called? King Size. Obviously, that's Marvel. I always think Marvel's King Size ones. Anyway, you got here Flash, obviously the Man, and obviously that is Captain Cold, mastered absolute zero. Probably pretty hard, even for Captain Cold to command absolute zero. That would be really weird, but still, because yeah, I love that one. Super Spectacles as well. Great little letters there, and always interesting. I love reading the letters pages, which is always again a disappointment when they don't include them in things like DC Finest or the DC Omnibuses. Why not? Don't know why. I love them. Detective Comics. This is just brilliant. Issue 31 now. I got the 27 one. Now, unfortunately, it's not done as the sort of old-time approach, the old vintage paper type. This one is still on matte, which is good, so it's great. This one of my favourite ones, the Monk story. Real lovely sort of gothic feel to it. Great sort of stuff. And he's very different. And also the action in it is just, they wouldn't do it now, I'm quite certain. It would be definitely very different. I mean, look at that sort of, and Out to Sea. Look at that little panel there. All those sort of differences. They would never do a small little panel on the gorilla there. Look at that gorilla against Batman. Twice the size. Yeah. Well, maybe he's mutated or something, gorilla or something. Buck Marshall, Range Detective. Love all these ones, black and white ones, or red and white ones, and red, white and black. It's the sort of thing that we'd get in the UK comics. Quite a lot of the comics had that sort of colouring scheme. Also, you've got Spy. So you've got lots of extra stories. And that's the trouble when you get a DC Finest, which they are bringing out a Golden Age Batman one. But it will, I assume, will only include, of course, the Batman and not all these other extra stories. And these extra stories just have been forgotten about, which is pretty sad sometimes. I think some are not great. Some are absolutely brilliant. Speed Saunders there. Ace, Investigator, Mammoth Mystery by Fred Gardner, maybe. And another one is red and white ones and black. And Slam Brady as well. On to the next one, which is a book that just turned up, about 5, 10, a bit more than that. Police Action. I had quite a few of these comics, Atlas ones. Sadly, over the years, I've got rid of them, but I remember reading them. They were excellent. So I was really looking forward to this one. I bought this off, I think it was eBay. Got it on eBay. And the thing is, I've never used the person. It was Cypher something, which I was really pleased with. I've never used their service. I thought, you know what? And they also came with a lovely gun. I haven't got it in front of me here. Got their bookmarks. really nice bookmarks. I think it's just a nice touch when companies send them out with a bookmark. I'm not going to do that for mine. That would be a bit extreme, but still, I think it's a nice touch. This one is volume 5. Obviously, there's many more coming, so I'm looking forward to those as well. Now, I probably won't buy all of them, but certainly this one I was definitely actively looking forward to, because police action, great stories, crime. I wish they'd bring out more like this. Now, I love the criminal series, Ed Brubaker. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but just police ones. I'm always surprised why they've never done this, especially considering the amount on TV, the amount of police stories, detective stories, crime stories. You think, surely there would be more crime books or police books or detective books and those sort of things. I know in books, there's millions of detective series. Why no comic book ones? Maybe manga does lots of that. I don't know. But still, this one, excellent as ever. Really good. Also includes all the stories, all the comics of 7 issues of police action, and also the sole issue of Police Badge. That was a weird one. 479, around about 1955, and you see there obviously Marvel and Fantagraphic books, and there you can see all the different sets of the books there. I love the details they give. Obviously some of it just unknown information there, and also the essay at the front, the introduction, just brilliant. They're always great. Love them. Absolutely love them. As I say, I'm going to do a review later of this. I'm not going to mention too much longer, but look, it's just great pictures all the way through this. That's superb. And there's so many series that could be done. When I look at them, detective cases and those sort of things, you think, wow, there is police action. Really lovely quality matte again. And some great range of artists as well. Really, really great. All the way, Don Heck, John McNeely, and many others as well, less known ones. You've got Paul Raymond maybe, The Perfect Crime. They generally, lots of good stories, though there's a bit of repetitiveness to some of them. You sort of, the storyline does follow a sort of, crime does not pay kind of stuff at the end, and lots of people, the police officer shooting the person and that sort of stuff at the end. Or justice is served. Very no messing around. Criminal falls into a whatever. That's it. The criminal has not got a chance. Whenever there's a scene where there's the police always in the end win out. And of course, that's be weird. Not called crime action or the criminal action, and they win. So you got here roadblock, hang on, etc., etc. We're going to crash through. Maybe not. Just reminded me of a film I was just watching where that ended with a very scene of with that. Doesn't always work out. Roadblock. Now, obviously, that's the storyline. Again, the artwork is just brilliant. You can see criminal bosses, lots of criminal bosses, obviously enjoying it. But do they get to enjoy the? No. Actually, there was also some odd stories that were really good. Let's have a look. Oh, where is that? Oh, this one, Jewels of Death. I thought there might be a sort of continuing characters in some of these because they look very similar. I thought, but the names and things didn't seem. So I don't know. I don't think there's any continuing. This is a Joe Manili one, of course. It's a pity they didn't have a continuing, like a detective character, a French detective. I think that's been done before, but it would have been great to have had, or an English detective. Sherlock, maybe. Obviously, they couldn't call him that. But it got Prison Break. There was, I think, and I don't know if there's another series of, maybe they might do some more, because there was a prison comic as well. Was that Prison Action or something? Cell Action, Prison Action, or whatever it was. But you got all those. So Prison Break, great stories as well. Again, they follow obviously a similar pattern. Prison, someone gets out or something happens in the prison. There's a sort of like people riot in the prison or something. And of course, the police sort it out in the end. And there's Police Action issue 5 at this point. And these are all 1950s, obviously, these stories. Even got a little bit of baseball. Again, baseball action, or probably that was something called that. They love that word action, I think. Police action there. And another series of books I would love to see, sports ones. Why not? Sports. Japanese produce loads of those great series of sports ones. Literally millions of volumes have been produced of sports, but for some weird reason, doesn't seem to be many ones. Like football, American football, UK football, whatever. Please, rugby, cricket. Can't imagine a cricket comic that would. They probably have done it. There must have been cricket comics. Brain's gone dead about any of those. The world's largest theft, and actually there was one in here that was really surprising. Was a political one. Just suddenly out of the blue, I thought, I won't show that one, but it was just, I thought, wow, That is very unusual. Just seemed a bit out of place with all the rest of it. Sort of suddenly I think that would have been in another one, like spy action or sort of comedy action or whatever it would be. It would be something. But this one, Police Badge 479, and this has got Rookie Cop. Now, this is odd. I have to say, this one is odd. I don't know why they particularly went for this, but Rookie Cop, I'm glad. But you got there, obviously the Rookie Cop. Great little stories. Quite thin, actually, that story. Wasn't to the comic book. They must have changed the size or something of some of the comics at that point. Some were obviously bigger than others, but you got there, got, again, Police Badge 479. Great. Again, great stories. Obviously, there's the character. I pound my beat, etc., etc. This is an absolutely excellent book. Really worth checking out. And as I said, I will be doing better, hopefully, better review of that. Now, I'll put that a little bit later. Tomahawk. I love a coverless comic. This one, coverless comic, brilliant. Tomahawk. I've got no Tomahawk comics. I'm quite certain I've got no Tomahawk comics. So I thought, you know what? This was £1. I'm going to go for a copy. This is 1961. Good old 1961. And there's Hawkman there. And perfectly reasonable stories here. I love these short stories as well. They got there. And also you've got there, obviously, the Revolutionary, I think it's Revolutionary Wars and those sorts of things, and various characters there. And then you got Tomahawk. There's lots of stories in this. The Beast from the Labyrinth. So I wonder what that was. Let's have a quick look. Just obviously an unusual looking beast. Obviously, yeah. That's good. And this one, MagicMan. There was a table with loads of these ones, and I thought, okay, I could have bought probably a lot more. There's one of those ones I was thinking, don't know which one. So I chose a few. I've always enjoyed these MagicMan stories. This came out, of course, Dark Horse brought out. It was Dark Horse, an archive series. Unfortunately, they're all out print now. So it's nice to pick up the occasional one like this. This one, it was ACG, wasn't it? Forbidden Worlds it was. And this one's 1966. Great little story. Like the Herbie and all those sort of ones. I love those. And the Vengeance of the Vine. Lots of little short stories. So it's not just all of course, the MagicMan there. And Ghostly Revenge. So it's got great little stories. So for £1, very happy picking up those ones. Another one that was for £1, I think, as well. Creepy Worlds. Full 68 pages, of course, Alan Class. And I love them. Jaguar. Great little, an Arch. I think it was Archie Comics, wasn't it? Voice in the Dark. And you've got, sometimes I don't always put the artist name, so I don't know. I imagine, no, I'm not going to say because I'll probably get it wrong. So they're Champion of the Doomed. That's a good one. And also you got here, obviously the Jaguar, you got my name. His name was Merlin. Just great, isn't it? Look at that, Ditko. Lovely bit of Ditko. Of course, that's available in the suspense. I assume it is anyway. The suspense book, omnibus editions, but it's still great. Actually, that one's really quite good, isn't it? It's sort of like a very superhero-like one, a bit like Miracle Man, I guess. The storyline, and off to the next one, The Search for Pan, as well. I remember reading that years ago. Great little story there. You can guess the ending. The Fly, the Master. They're great little stories. Always worth picking up. I love the villains there. Pretty good, aren't they? And Fly Girl there. And also, I found The Impossible World. So a lot of great little stories. And these, I love these ones. These Alan Class ones. You pick these up, certainly for £1. Worth £1 any day. Except it falls apart. Just had a piece of paper, just fall to the ground. This one I picked up, it was £3. The Ant-Man. Now, I mean, there's nothing particularly reason why, but it is nice to pick up occasionally. These ones have got, of course, the Marvel stories. The Marvel stories that we all know anyway, the superhero ones. This is obviously a very early Ant-Man one. Wasp wasn't in it at that point, but £1 there, full 68 pages. So this is obviously an early one. Also, I love that. It's got a little one, just a one-off, just one page there. Well, it's quite nice instead of an advert or something. I think that's the Trapped by the Protector. Now, the Protector was not a great villain in any shape or form, but it is really quite nice to get these lovely black and white ones. And you can always guess the villain before you even start in these stories. But I'm not going to show the end and show the beginning. I'm showing obviously the start. So actually, there must have been an advert there. Afraid to Dream as well. Another great little story. And another brilliant classic one there. I look at that. I just love that. The Star Raiders. Obviously, Steve Ditko there. Just remember reading that yonks ago. ages and ages and ages ago. Just superb artwork. The Impossible Tunnel. Look at a lovely monster story there. Always great. Beautiful, beautiful story. And on to the next one. This one's quite an unusual one. Another one is The Nothing Can Save Us. Quite often when you look at these, you can obviously see all the bits in Fantastic Four and that storyline there. And also this one, obviously some Don Heck, lots of Don Heck, Paul Ryman, and Secret of the Sea Monster, and so on. Lots of great little stories there. Oh, there's something else. Oh, he's got one of those stories. I love those ones. Another Ditko, classic one, Staircase story. That was done quite a few times, but always good. You always know the person going up. So why doesn't this staircase end? Can't go backwards, can't go forward. It does go forward, but he can't get any. We'll never get to the end. So he's serving his time on that eternal thing. Never seem to worry about how he's actually eating, but still, maybe he doesn't worry about it because he's dead, probably. Still, Justice League of America. This one was free, which I love. This was actually free because I'd purchased something else. Always loved. This was on Nick's table. I thought, yes, can't beat a little offer like that. Suckered into it. But Justice League of America, I love these. Always, whenever I see a Justice League of America, I always think, quickly look at my list and think, oh, no, I haven't got that one. And this is one of them. This one's number 98. You have summoned me from beyond. Impossible, it can't be him. Well, of course it is. But anyway, Starman and all that sort of, oh, there you are. Just great there. Superman battling in there, and you've got the Hawkman, you've got the usual suspects as the Justice League. Oh, I think it's just great. Obviously, Black Canary, Green Lantern, Flash, etc., etc. But the great surprise for me was this one. Got the ending. Let's just go to the end. Sargon. Yes, more reprints. I was surprised by that. I thought, yes. I don't know how many of these 52 big page ones had Golden Age reprints. Really grateful for this one, though. Don't think I've read many Sargons. Unfortunately, again, one of the problems. Oh, I was going to say, doesn't mention it. It does. Sensation Comics number 70. And again, these are not reprinted. I suspect they will not be DC Finest at any time soon, but hopefully they will. That would be brilliant. And a Golden Age Starman as well. Again, another one for DC Finest, though there was, of course, a DC archive collection of some Starman. I don't know where this one comes from. Maybe it comes from the same issue. It doesn't say the number. Can't see a number there. But still, great little story of Starman. Now, I don't think Starman was that Adventure Comics. Might have been Adventure Comics. I think. This one's a weird one. And I just bought it because I thought, oh, quality comics characters. Obviously, it's not, but it's the Phantom Lady, etc., etc. And you got there, obviously, Wonder Woman. Freedom Fighters, this is issue 5. And I think it's about around the time that I was buying quite regularly a lot of DC ones, so 1976 there. And you got Wonder Woman's story there, along as with the others as well, of course. And now, I was really pleased picking this up because I have to say, not particularly one that I'm familiar with. And I love that. 1977 Super DC calendar. You know what? I do not remember that. All that. The Secret Origins superheroes. £10. Oh, so $10.95. Only $6.95. Oh, there's a different version. Okay. That was... I've never seen offers for that either. Maybe they'll bring out a massive calendar book. Phantom Stranger. This one, just brilliant art. I mean, that is just great, isn't it? That is just a beautiful cover. Okay, obviously very tatty, but still absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. Just great artwork. There's a good old Phantom Stranger. I think there's an omnibus edition out at the moment. This one's 1972. Brilliant artwork all the way through. Let's just go to because there's, of course, something at the end. Oh, there's these as well. Again, ones that I wonder if they'll ever get a DC Finest of Dr. 13. Character I'd completely forgotten about. So Dr. 13, I don't know how many stories he had. And Mark Merlin, another character. Maybe they'll bring out a supernatural series or horror. Will it be including horror, I wonder? But I hope they bring out ones that still, bring these back to light again as well, because I suspect these never have been reprinted other than in things like this. If that's a reprint, probably see a new story, I guess, for 1972. Justice League of America. Again, I love these. And it's 100 pages, of course. This one, 116. Great little stories. This one, of course, The Master. And you've got the stories there, all the ones that are in it. Starman and Black Canary. I think that was one of the think that was the first Black Canary in the Silver Age. So that was just great to have. I've got that in another book, but you got, of course, all the classic stories there. A lot of characters there. You've got Elongated Man. You've got Starman there, of course, and the Black Canary one. And on to another one. It's Black Canary here. Mastermind of Menaces. Super spectacular. And another, of course, Justice League of America. The Challenge of the Untouchable Aliens. Well, I imagine they were touchable by the end, but still, good little story. And I think that is it. Oh, no, there is actually another story further on. I hadn't noticed that one. Just a story. That's a weird one. Now, I suspect we will never get a DC finest of this one. I don't even know what issue it was from. Story and art by Howard Purcell. But that's a bit of golden age art there. And then on to the end. And that's it. JLL Mailroom. Again, love the letters. Always brilliant. This book, brilliant. This is from Nick. You can see there. See these. I don't know where copies are available. Maybe on Amazon, eBay. Please check those. Obviously, look on the web. Find copies of this because this is a really nice book. I will be doing a proper review of this, of course, a little bit later. But this is the art of Lee. I don't know how you say it. Elias. Light and Dark. And let's just quickly flick through. You've got a lovely discussion, obviously, of the. Oh, you see Submariner there. And also lots and lots of the covers. They've got really nice quality. Really, really good. Got a little bit above Black Cat, number 12, July 1948. Obviously the artist there. And also you've got some lovely black and white there. And of course, Black Cat. Lots of Black Cat work in here. Witch's Tale, Tomb of Terror, Black Cat again. And also question and answer here between there. You can see Lee there. And Black Cat Mysteries. Now, of course, that was I think that was the point where it started. There was a change, I think, where it was still called that. I don't know if she was inside or not. Maybe that issue was called Black Cat. After that, 31, 32, I think it changed completely. So, and also, I love these ones. That's always good, isn't it? That's just a lovely bit of colour guide. I think that's a colour guide, isn't it? Well, certainly a very not your standard sort of work. Original cover art of First Love Illustrated. And what it doesn't say. That's strange. Okay. But you still got lots and lots and lots of examples. He's really done a great job with this, I think. This is First Love again. And then again, you got this. Just great. Not exactly certain. I assume these were obviously the sort of trial or obviously the sketches that they worked on. It was really nice that they've got included those. Also some additional sketches there as well. I mean, that's just great, isn't it? It's that classic cover there. Just see the original, this one layout. That's probably the best word, layout and colour guide for that. Just brilliant. And also so what an excellent book. Again, I will be doing a proper review of this. I've just flicked through it. I haven't read it totally. So it's just one of those ones that I will look through and read all the various comments backwards and forwards and learn a bit more about, obviously, this fine artist. And there's the back, of course. You can see the details there. So if you want to quickly search, that one's 97813. See it, can you? Doesn't need me to actually say that out. This one was brilliant. I love this one. Doctor Who Chronicles. Now, I bought this on Saturday before the Comic Mart. 1970. I bought quite a few of them. I think it's 1971, 70, whatever. There's quite a few of these out. I don't know if they're going to do all the years. I've got one that's 1965 one. Don't hold me on all these dates, obviously, but they're just great. They really are really lovely books. And where often they cover all that, the comic book art, they obviously TV, comic, and those sorts of things. You obviously got Katie Mann in there. You've also got again some lovely pictures there with John Pertwee, obviously his early years, all the various things he's done. Also things like Crossroads. I mean, I know, I'm not going to say reason why, but it's just fascinating to include that as well. And of course, there's some more pictures there. That one, that's a classic one, Inferno, I believe. The Silurians, good old Silurians. Now, unfortunately, the box set, the Blu-ray box set, is only in the special edition at the moment, but I am looking forward to picking up once it comes out in the standard edition, because I should say that was one of the most frightening episodes. I remember watching that when I was younger and just having the idea of them bursting through the shop fronts just really was a bit too much. You know, because every day you walk past the various shop, I think that people were probably pretty scared of that. Something thinking, and I for years afterwards, I walked past and I'd always look over and think, will they burst out and start shooting at the snow? So it was pretty. You can see obviously there the TARDIS, lots and lots of great pics there behind the scenes. Space Control, the Ambassadors of Death. Not one of my favourites, but it was okay. Even that was quite creepy, actually. There was quite a few oddball stories that just sort of you think, Also, the Inferno one, of course, as well. That had some that was an alternate universe story, alternate world or whatever. You got panel show. Again, more of the comics. And also special effects and a lot more. So a great little magazine. They're very expensive. I'm not saying they're the cheapest. $12.99. You probably pick up copies online, I'm certain. Or, of course, go to WH Smith's at the moment. I think they're still there. They were a couple of days ago. And this one's another one. I ordered this off, I think it was Amazon. Certainly it was Amazon because on the back it's an Amazon printed one. I was shocked. I assumed I was buying a normal standard issue that you would get in the shops because I'm just going to bring this up. Here's that one, which I did buy in the shop, but for some weird reason I missed the 1966 one. I know these have been out before. These have been out years ago, and obviously they're coming out again. But then you get this, which is slightly odd, so it's slightly different. Welcome to 1966, and you get obviously some great pics, and it's all articles from the time. I love those ones. They're just those sort. And I've got quite a few old new enemies and melody makers, record mirror, all those sort of things. But it's always quite nice to get these sort of things. And some of the bands I've obviously heard of, some I haven't. So some of the music things I think, that's interesting. Hope England doesn't change. So that one's dedicated follower of fashion, obviously Ray Davis there, and Dusty Springfield, and some geezer was playing sitar in his pyjamas. They had some weird articles, absolutely weird. And of course, this one, the next LP is going to be very different. Whether it's called Magic Circles, you know what? I never realised. I'm certain maybe that was common knowledge, but for me, Magic Circles. That's a good title, but Revolver, so much better, than Magic Circles. But we would have been used to Magic Circles. We really cool. Oh, I love Rubber Soul. And also after that, Magic Circles and Sgt. Pepper. I'm certain the album is all that matters because there wasn't a track called Revolver. So also you've got the Trogs. And also, I think Scott Walker, you've also got these lovely they've got charts and what the albums and things, or various concerts and things. Oh, that's a live one. But you've got The Who in there. Again, articles at the time. Just absolutely fascinating. And this one is 1967, so we're going on a little bit. And this one, of course, probably covering many of the same artists you've got here. The Move. And, of course, I expect the Who, strange enough. It's getting inevitable, but they do have the Beach Boys. As well as, of course, I assume the Monkeys and things are in here. And also various... It all comes out of our heads. That's London. Underground London is spring. As the Pink Floyd. The Pink Floyd. I think it was Pink Floyd Sound, wasn't it? And of course you got the Beatles there as well. And also I got, of course, this lovely here. Love that. I've got that. Got the one, I've got it, is it Mono one? I think it's Mono one. Don't hold me on that. Of course, I think it's Mono. Of Sgt. Pepper. And of course, there you've got Brian Epstein, whatever. Beatles. All You Need Is Love, of course, absolutely classic. It's got a lot of The Who, Last Time, Under My Thumb, and Beach Boys, and also the Move, Flowers in the Rain. Of course, I think that was the first one they played on Radio 1, wasn't it? Might be wrong on that. The Bee Gees, of course. Never actually associate the Bee Gees so much, of course, Massachusetts. But you got there Coming Next in 1968. Now, I probably won't buy a 1968 one. My favourite years, 1965, 67, 66 and 67. Got this lovely poster from Nick thing, and I'm just going, shows I know. Here we've got The Witch's Tale. Isn't that lovely? That is a nice touch. Really, really good poster. I don't know if it's in all the volumes or not, or on issues. Yeah, I wonder if maybe I shouldn't show that one. That's, yeah. Okay. But near enough, finally. Team ups. DC Finest. Someone suggested this to me on my when I did one of the other DC Finest. This one, Chase to the End of Time. And they're great stories. Really, really good. You've got the Joker, Batman, of course. And also you've got Black Canary. You've got Aquaman. You've got many, many others. And Adam Strange, of course. You've got Supergirl and Batman. You've got lots of Superman and Metal Man. I assume that they're going to be bringing out volumes of team-ups. So I guess it might be, maybe, all the ones in Brave and the Bold. It's possible the early ones back in the 60s, because they haven't been reprinted. You've got the Brave and the Bold omnibuses, which of course start with Batman. So I hope that they actually bring out the wonderful team-ups with those. I wonder if they'll include World's Finest as well. I guess that will be the thing. They will include all the Superman and Batman ones, and a few other team-up ones, I guess. Black Canary and obviously Starman, etc. And you've got loads of great stories in here. I read Tornado, of course. Love those. And also Plastic Man, and also Batman there, and see Speedy. And a few other characters as well, Superman and Batman. You have to have that, don't you? There's also, of course, they've also got Wonder Woman. On the cover, it did sort of... The reason I didn't particularly buy it straight away, I thought, oh, is it going to be just... I don't know. I just thought it was somehow stories about him rushing around the universe. I don't know why. The sort of the fastest stories. They did quite a lot of those. And I just assumed it was that. Bad mistake, my part. So I think the stories are really, really good in this. And I think, yes, of course, you got here. Great little story there. Obviously, that's Legion of Superheroes, I assume, at that point, yes. And also Superman versus Superman. And let's just go to the end. Of course, you've got all these lovely ones that are coming out. And of course, many more are coming out. And you can see there, Batgirl. And the back. There's the back. Teaming Up for Justice. And this includes stories 1978 to 79. So hopefully, many more. And finally, this one is brilliant. It's a Blu-ray. Maybe not everyone's interested in Blu-rays, but I love these. Watched the first one last night, and I'm going to watch another one this evening. So I'm going to sit down and watch this. I watched The Thousand Eyes of Dr. Mabuse. Brilliant. First rate. Absolute first rate. This collection, I love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Eureka. I like lots of Eureka. They do bring out some, and they've got some lovely ones coming out soon. They've got some more crime ones. Crimmy ones, whatever it is, Edgar Wallace, I think. Anyway, and also got a science fiction one as well. I am looking forward to those. It'd be brilliant. So this one, I love, of course, the extras. Lots of great extras. Learned lots of things about various things, which I didn't realise. And it was, I must admit, it was a surprise, the ending things. I've never seen them before. So when it happened, I thought, oh, yes, should have guessed. I mean... I'm like that. Don't always. I was so engrossed in the film, the music, everything. I mean, the Goldfinger character. Yeah, him. Brilliant. He wasn't Goldfinger in this, of course. He was the inspector. But wow, I could just call him Goldfinger. I can't remember what his name is. But Goldfinger. And you got this. I mean, this booklet. I mean, this book is. I mean, that's pretty creepy. That's right. You go, ooh. Actually, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, what sort of series are these going to be? But you got the eyes. The eyes of Dr. Mabuse. He can see everything. He's in this hotel, Luxor. Just great. Really good story. And you got there, obviously, a lovely bit of content, some all details. Mortal Dr. Mabuse. Everything's something to hide except for me and my money. And you also got here all the films. So you've got Scotland Yard, Hunts Dr. Mabuse. So obviously, I assume there'll be some scenes in London. It's got Klaus Kinski in. He is always so intense, though. Sometimes I always think a bit too intense for me sometimes. But still. Oh, Gert Frobe, whatever. And I thought it was just great, the other ones. That first one, Testament of Dr. Mabuse. And what's the next one here? The Invisible Dr. Mabuse. Apparently there's a twist in that. I guess the invisible is a clue. But 1960, wow, they were just really good stories. I'm looking forward to seeing the ones later because they became more and more like Euro Spy. So I would love to see more series of Euro. Some of these films, the Euro Spy ones, are quite obscure, very, very hard to find on Blu-ray or things. So maybe they could bring out some of those. Long like I say, recently been watching lots of great, weird and wonderful 1960s Japanese ones, 1970s ones. So many great things to watch. Testament of Dr. Mabuse again. And then on to some lovely bits of it about Fritz Lang as well. So a lovely little booklet, really worth checking out. The actual box is pretty cool as well. I love a good, solid, chunky box. I'm not so keen on these. I really wish they wouldn't do these. They always sort of get in the way, and I think, why? I always take them apart and start folding them in or just get rid of them. I know, but they just always catch, and they're always just a nuisance, I think. But you can see lots and lots of extras. Can't beat lots of extras. Criminology, all those sort of... I love it. Totally recommended this one. So that is a run through. Hopefully you found some of interest. What sort of things have you bought this week? Last week? Probably helps. All those sort of things. Did you go to the London Comic Mart? Have you been to any comic marts recently? I thought it was great. Really, really nice. It was just a joy going slightly later. I normally go when the mad rush happens and it's like packed, which is fine. A lot of people probably like that. Only trouble is when you go a bit later, I guess there's always the thing that you might miss something. But I would find some ways when it's more relaxed, you can spend more time looking through things. You can, more at leisure, you might find stuff. But anyway, hopefully you like some of the books. Maybe we'll check them out. DC Team Up, I think, is excellent. Also, of course, the Nick's book, I think you will absolutely love. I don't know if it's regularly available. I assume it is now. Please don't hold me if you can't find things. He was selling, obviously I got that copy at the Comic Mart, so I don't know the availability of it at this point. But still, worth checking out, I think, personally. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Always have to say that. Also, a like or dislike, always appreciated. Bye.